It's too dark. I'll break my neck if I walk around here like this. What should I work on today? Cleaning the beakers. Not the most glamorous job, but one that certainly needs doing. There. Much better. Let's see. Well, first, how should I should I go into now? There. No. Is something troubling you, Petya?
Oh, was it so obvious?
You sound like a nest of mice.
My apologies. Yes, there is something on my mind of late. Do you recall, I asked you why Elisa brought me back?
I recall.
Yes, you said it was because she felt guilty. It has been bothering me a great deal. I'd like to hear it from her directly. I think I'm ready for her to know. Would you mind bringing her here?
I'll ask her for you.
My thanks, as always.
Let's... How should... I should now. There. No.
Hello, Lisa.
Elisa, fancy seeing you here.
away, you! Hey there. What's new?
It's about Petya.
What about him?
Well, I have some things to tell you, and I hope you're not in a rush. It's a long story.
I can't believe you didn't tell me earlier.
I made a promise. Sorry.
I understand. I don't blame you. So he's still inside the doll?
Yes. He seems to have gotten quite used to it, though. There was an incident the other day with his legs, but we were able to repair them without too much trouble.
Oh. Well, that is good. Petya. What a mess I've made.
No argument here.
Well, no need to rub it in. He was such a foolish creature. But there was something so earnest about the way he spoke. I mean, a man so passionate about dolls. Almost as foolish as a vampire longing to see the sunrise. Anyway, what was it you needed?
He asked to see you.
He did?
Yes.
I would like to speak to him again, even just the once. And it would be interesting to see the results of the ritual. Very well. Let us go at once before I change my mind.
Hello, Elisa.
Petya.
Well, I'll leave you to it. Well, how did it go?
I'm glad I came, but I think it's for the best I don't come back.
Well?
Well, my curiosity is sated, at least. I did not know how seeing her would make me feel. I still don't, even now. Gratitude, but also resentment. Either way, she apologized, which felt strange. Thank you so much for inviting her here. This meant a lot to me.
I'm very glad I could help. What will you do now?
Actually, I was hoping to re-enlist your help. I want to try making dolls again. I've had a thought as to how I can make the models myself. I'll need some extra tools, though. I promise the result will be more than worth it.
Of course. Let me see what I can manage.
Good evening.
Too bad I can't eat pastries anymore. At least I can still enjoy the smell.
Hello, young lady. How may I help you? Good choice.
Goodness.
Fly away now. Oh!
Good evening, Roman.
How may I help you today, Lisa? Ready to begin our tour?
I am beholden to your knowledge.
Let us go then. It's my desire to show you some of the more overlooked areas of town. The places that inspire the people and the tales that bring colour into their lives.
So, no droning lists of facts and figureheads, I presume?
No, indeed. Rather, think of this as a tour of our town's unique character. I wish to be an encyclopedia of the folklore and traditions of our land, from the smallest farm to the most sprawling estate. If I can help others in understanding and sharing these tales, maybe I can connect this disparate land, one village at a time.
Sounds like the makings of a great expedition.
Perhaps, but for now, let us begin our journey in the town square. The town square is a forum for the exchange of ideas and stories. I'll often gather here to regale the local children with tales of Cochet the Deathless.
Right by the town hall, huh? Fitting location.
You caught that, didn't you? Nice work. I keep waiting for someone to read between the lines, but you might be the first one so far.
Perhaps it's best for seeds like this to be planted less openly. That's what fairy tales are particularly good at, anyway.
Right you are, Miss Morozova.
Inspiring the youth and sharing your passion. Not a bad way to spend your free days.
Their parents are just happy to keep them away from trouble for an hour. Perhaps it will do the same for you.
Do I have the air of a troublemaker about me?
There's definitely something behind that smile, and I hope to discover it.
Perhaps you will.
Shall we head to our next site? I must warn you, this one is not for the faint of heart.
I'm grateful for the warning, but rest assured, my heart will manage.
Welcome to the graveyard. Oh, drat. The gate is locked.
There must be a way in.
I suppose I can tell my tale from here. No, not quite the atmosphere I envisioned. How did it go again?
Why don't you take a few minutes to remember, and I'll see if there's another way in.
Good idea. I'm a little rusty with this one.
Perfect. I'll simply unlatch it from here.
It's open. How the devil did you manage that?
I have a few tricks up my sleeve.
A woman of mystery. Enchanting. Let us proceed. I think I have it together in my head now.
Is there a particular reason we came here?
Indeed there is, Miss Morozova. Listen close and I shall tell you why. Many moons ago, a wandering peasant took rest upon this grave as his weary horse fed nearby. To his fright, his sleep was broken by the lid of the very grave he slept upon opening. Suddenly, an oupir, one who feeds upon the living, sprung forth.
A sort of vampire.
Exactly. Pardon the antiquated term. The peasant clutched the coffin lid in fright. The oupir turned and marched into the village, back then just a small gathering of houses. Soon after, the oupir returned to the graveyard looking well fed. "Where have you been?" asked the peasant. The oupir spoke. "I have been to the village and killed 2 youths as they played in the square. Now give me my coffin lid, the sun will soon rise."
How the rules haven't changed.
Having heard the tales, the peasant grasped the lid with all his might, knowing that when the sun rose, the oupir would be vanquished. The peasant bargained. "I will not return your lid, not until you restore life to the children." The oupir reluctantly agreed. "Take this piece of my shroud to the house of the young boys and burn it in a pot of coals. The smoke shall revive them."
Huh. The power to bring the dead to life. I suppose we do have it in a way, though this isn't the traditional definition of life.
The peasant returned the lid to the oupir and ran to the town, reviving the children through the beast's instructions.
The beast.
He informed the village of what had transpired, and the villagers rushed to the graveyard with a wooden stake. Together they lifted the lid and drove the stake through the heart of the oupir.
Ouch. I'm sorry. Continue.
In an instant, he turned to dust. The village was saved, and the grave left as a reminder. Why?
That was quite the tale.
Really? What did you think?
Without meaning offense, the tale didn't quite fit these quiet surroundings.
Yes, you're right. Perhaps I should have told the tale of the haunted cabbage.
But regardless of the story, I still enjoyed the telling.
Thank you. It's getting rather late. I feel I've taken leave of my senses bringing you to a graveyard for our first...
First?
Our first tour. This is hardly a fitting place.
Nonsense. I had a wonderful time with you. You make an excellent guide.
I promise next time will be somewhere with less cadavers. Oh, that is of course if you'd like another tour.
I'll certainly consider it, if I can find time.
Oh, do not feel obliged by any means. Time to head back into town. Until we meet again.
You have to be quite drunk to dare to eat here, but then again, that's what this place is for. Hey Petya, I got something for you.
Thank you. Now, this may take some time. I'll let you know when I'm finished. Lisa! Lisa!
Calm down, Petya. What on earth is it?
Look!
How did you manage that?
With quite a bit of difficulty, actually. But I did it! I can still make dolls!
Oh, she truly is lovely. Does she have a name?
No. And I don't intend to give her one. I'd like you to sell her. You should be able to fetch a good price for her. At the least, it should return the cost of all those materials you've brought me.
I couldn't possibly sell her, Petya. It's just too lovely.
Oh. It warms my heart to hear you say that. Thank you. In that case, I hope you two become as good of friends as the two of us.
I have a feeling we will. I'll call her... Welcome to the family, Glasha.
Finally. I'm finally starting to see a future outside this room. Oh, not that I dislike your company, Lisa. I'm very grateful for your hospitality. But I can't expect you to keep me in your room forever. And even if I will never lead a normal life again, even though this body has its challenges, not now, but sometime in the future, I want to at least try to make it on my own.
I'm glad to hear it. Truly.
Now to get back to work. So many threads to sew. So many wonderful things just waiting to come to life.
Let's see. How should... Should I... Now. There. No.
What can I do you for?
Yes?
Booze here smells just like...
Apologies.
What is this?
I can't go out there like...
Quickly, please. Quick, quick, quick.
Doctor, is this a good time?
For what, dear?
If it's all right, I'd like to hear what happened to your daughter after the higher society intervened. Did you ever get to see her again?
Very well. I suppose it's time to finish this story. You see, despite my orders, I found it impossible to keep away from Sophia. I knew that going against the higher society directly might put her in danger, so I kept an eye on her from the shadows and watched as she grew into a young lady. I even attended her wedding.
How did you manage that?
There may have been a particularly nosy bat in the registrar's rafters that day. She was so beautiful, so happy. I couldn't help but speak to her telepathically that evening and tell her how proud I was of her. She thought it was a sign of approval from the heavens, that I was sending a message to her from beyond the grave. In a sense, she wasn't wrong. Over the years, I followed her around while treating patients as a traveling doctor. I wanted so desperately to reach out and tell her that her papa was still here, that I kept watch over her all this time. All I desired was to touch her sweet face and kiss her forehead one more time.
You were a wonderful father to her.
I'm not so sure myself, but thank you, dear. It means a lot. She was my child, my only one.
Did you ever get to reunite?
In the last few years of her life, I'd set up a local practice, feeling rather certain that she would stay here in town. Her husband had died some years earlier, and her children had left to find their fortune. One night, someone knocked on my door, and there she was. I'd made a point of avoiding treating her in the past, lest she remembered me, but this visit took me by surprise.
And did she recognize you?
No, she barely recognized herself. In her old age, she had become feeble both mentally and physically. Her neighbors had found her wandering around in her nightdress, claiming to be tending the roses. They brought her to me to see if anything could be done. Realizing it was finally safe to do so, I took Sophia in and fitted out a room with a new bed and that vanity. My little girl was living under my roof once again, and I was determined to ensure she'd pass into the next world comfortably.
Did you ever consider turning her?
The thought, of course, had crossed my mind when she was younger. But, at the time, I felt it was wrong to bring people back as our kind. I was angry at my curse and didn't wish to inflict it upon anyone else. Besides, knowing her, that wasn't something she would have wanted. Over the next few years, I kept Sophia alive and well. I fed her, bathed her, clothed her, and comforted her at night when she awoke from a nightmare. I told her stories of Boris the Bat, a creature that followed a beautiful princess all its life and made sure she came to no harm. In this way, I was able to share what I'd done her whole life without admitting who and what I was. On her last night of life, I made sure to brush her hair with extra care and place a soft blanket over her when she was under the sheets. I stroked her face and kissed her forehead, and in that moment she looked at me and said, "Papa?" And then she slipped into her eternal slumber. I like to think she knew, at the very end, that her papa was still there, keeping her safe, that he never left her, and that he would always carry her in his stilled heart. And so, that is why I have a vanity in that room, Lisa. I couldn't bring myself to change it after she left. I hope you don't mind.
Of course not. I'm just happy you got to spend those final moments with your child. Thank you for sharing your story with me, Doctor. You don't know how much it means for me to hear it.
You deserved to know, dear. You know, I don't think I've told it to anyone in full like that before. And I must admit, it felt good to share it with someone.
I'm honored.
Now, if you don't mind, Lisa, I'd like to spend some time by myself. The older you get, the quicker one gets emotional, you see?
Of course. I'll see myself off. Have a good evening.
And you, dear.
What should I work on today? I think I have enough to start the experiments. Let's run some blood tests. Fascinating. I think Dr. Volkov will be pleased with the results. Hello, Doctor.
Huh? What?
Dr. Volkov, I have some questions. Tonight, I dreamed about our old home. The one we lived in before we moved into a shabby flat on the outskirts of the town. I dreamed of the tiny room Kolya and I used to share, my dolls and his toy horse. Of an old wooden table where my mother and I used to make vareniki out of fresh dough. Of the old grandfather clock that we had to sell to the pawn shop, and the ticking I couldn't sleep without for weeks. Of the windowsill where little Kolya used to sit for hours on end, waiting for father to come home from a vodka bar. I dreamed of the day Kolya asked me, why do grown-ups even drink something so repulsive? It was a surprisingly difficult question. I didn't know what to say back then. I think I might have an answer now. And now that I know who the vanity used to belong to, I like it even more.
Hey, Lisa! Over here! Glad you made it. Was afraid that the smell and the noise would scare you off.
Welcome to the hub of our cause.
It certainly seems fitting.
Of course it does. Look around. These are all working people who are tired of sitting under the ruling thumb.
Come, enough talk. Let's find a table.
I've had enough walking for the day. Gosha, why don't you grab us the drinks while I find a table for our friend here?
Ugh, I always get the drinks.
What can I say? You have a certain charm that keeps costs low, eh?
All right, I'll follow your lead. These places are foreign to me.
We'll change that soon enough. Don't you worry.
Or do, if you spend enough time around this fool.
Follow me. I know which tables don't wobble too much.
That's some good intel.
Ah, that's better. Now all we need are a few stiff drinks to celebrate all we achieved these past few weeks. The wheels are finally in motion for our glorious cause.
Your cause?
Come on now. An educated woman such as yourself surely must have gathered who we are and what we represent.
You and Gosha are revolutionaries?
Precisely.
I see. My knowledge is limited, but during my studies there were whispers of your ideals.
That's the problem with the comfortably educated. Only whispers. Pretty theories and platitudes are worthless without action. The situation requires far more. We've been conditioned to blindly accept that those in power should be in their positions, while in reality they are as fit to rule as the dog shit I stepped in this morning.
So, what do you envision instead?
We need a society for the people, run by the people. There are no serfs, no aristocrats. We all live to serve one another.
Do you think that society will come to accept this change?
Society, by large, is unable to see anything beyond the present. It's our job to lead them forward.
You seem truly dedicated to your cause.
It is my calling. In these times, there is nothing else worth devoting one's life to. Now is the time for us to unite, seize the country, and make this dream a reality, no matter what the cost. Ah, finally. I'm a parched man here.
If you're so parched, you could have got it yourself.
I wanted to talk to our friend here, and well, you're just so much better at carrying the bottles and glasses. So, tell us, Lisa, what do you think of our little organization so far?
I have to admit, I'm a bit wary. It's important to carefully weigh the worth of spilled blood.
I, for one, didn't think that someone like you would mind a little blood.
What?
You assist the doctor, after all.
But for real change to happen, all types of sacrifice must be made, no?
Right now, let us drink as friends.
To the glorious future that awaits.
No regrets.
There's no way I'm actually drinking this stuff.
Oh, nothing strips the lining of your guts better than Kirill's hooch.
Let's just see if you can keep up with me this time.
Sorry to interrupt the merriment, but you still haven't told me why you give your blood to Arbin.
Oh, you're right.
Well, it's simple, really. Why does anyone give something to someone else?
Out of kindness.
Well, yes, but do you really think we're in a position to do that?
When Arbin approached us, at first we didn't know how to react.
To be honest, we were pretty suspicious. With her fancy place and the people she hangs around with, she seemed like the epitome of the uncaring elite.
I wouldn't say she is uncaring.
No, as we came to discover. You see, Arbin proposed a deal. In exchange for some of our blood for medical research, we received money for our activities.
I see. And would all this money have anything to do with the business you've been up to these past days?
Not yet. First, another drink. To the new age.
To the people.
No regrets.
Ugh, I can't bear to taste this stuff again.
All right. You want to know what we've been working on these past weeks? We're organizing a rally outside Town Hall.
I see. And what exactly is its particular aim?
I understand that you're still pretty new to the town, but you must have heard a little about our last dear mayor.
I've gathered a bit about the situation.
Well, in addition to his many other crimes, that scum of the earth stole far more than a fair share of the people's harvest to ship back to the capital.
So many bellies went empty last winter. So many honest field labourers, like my parents, lost their livelihoods.
And that is when we organized and managed to drive him out of office and straight to jail.
Now with this new mayor, the past wrongs must not be repeated. That's what this rally is for, to make sure he knows we're serious.
Ultimately, we know none of the ruling elites can be fully trusted. In time, the whole system must be overhauled. But with the rally, we take our first step in achieving our demands.
Will you pipe down over there? What are you women doing in a place like this anyway? Go home to your husbands and brats, and let the rest of us enjoy our drinks free from your nonsense.
Lucky for you, I have neither a man nor any children to rush home to. In fact, I think I'll take a good while to savour the rest of my vodka tonight.
Huh. You should fix that. A woman your age only has a few more desirable years left in her. All of you, it's unnatural. Rabble-rousers like you are the problem.
Us. The bourgeoisie sit and feast in their mansions with no thought for you, and yet you choose to insult those who actually think of your future.
What?
Tell him, Lisa.
I don't actually know either.
Ah, see, you're a sensible woman. I bet you have a family.
Well,
Oh,
The bourgeoisie are the ruling class. They're the ones that sit atop our society, dominating and lording over the working class.
and their biggest trick is to make ordinary people think we're our own enemies.
What a load of rubbish.
But don't you see? It should be the people who determine the land's destiny, running the country for themselves as it should be.
Creating a world with no more greed or suffering.
Oh, I know you. You're the people that shut down the mill last week.
That was one of our actions, yes.
You cost me a week's worth of wages. I had to burn my old musket to keep warm.
A price worth paying.
How can you say that? It was a gift from my father, the last thing of value in my life.
I am sorry, sir, but direct action will eventually lead to a better life for all.
aren't your overseers ultimately to blame?
What?
They hold you hostage with wage loss even when you couldn't work if you wanted.
Doesn't that show you that they don't care about you? You're nothing to them.
But why would they pay me? I wasn't there.
Maybe because you're a human being and have a right to food and heat. That's the problem with this society. Hunger, poverty, hopelessness. We've been conditioned to blindly accept that these are just inevitable costs of living. It doesn't have to be that way.
Enough of this. You're lucky the right people aren't around to hear you sprout this drivel. This is exactly why political delinquents shouldn't be allowed in here or anywhere in the country.
Some people just can't handle the truth.
Ah, this piss hole isn't worth my coin tonight.
Just another blind worker who refuses to understand why we do what we do. The time will come where they will have no choice but to see it our way.
Ignorance is sometimes easier when hopeless. Maybe he just wanted to drink in peace to numb it all.
Ah, then he shouldn't have started it.
What's happening out there?
Ah, it must be the rally. We're going to be late, Ivan.
Don't blame me. You were the one who took too long getting our drinks.
It's happening tonight?
Come, we'll show you. Right after one more drink for the road. To tonight's success.
To a better world.
No regrets. One more would tip me over the edge.
All right, let us show you how our cause progresses.
You can see how together we're reclaiming our town for the people.
Let's go. But after that, I must get back to the doctor.
When we're done, there'll be no more masters to return to. Come on. All right then, let's make our move. We don't want to miss anything.
So many people.
And this is only a fraction of the force we will have.
When you see a gathering like this, you can't help but feel like change is in the air. Hey, Lisa, I think someone is trying to get your attention.
What? The girl from the party, the one who killed Petya. What's she doing here?
It looks like she wants you to go inside.
Well, looks like this is where we part for now then.
So it does. Your company was, interesting.
So was yours. I love a woman who can keep pace with me.
You're such an ass.
Hello there. You wish to see me?
The Countess requests your presence inside.
The Countess? Why is she here?
How should I know? I'm just the messenger. Just follow me.
This place sure is something else.
She's upstairs. Come, I'll get us past the guard.
I have to say, I didn't really expect to speak again after our last meeting.
Right. That was an unfortunate evening. Well, I survived, although clearly not unscathed. My face may be a sight, but the hunger pains are far worse. Thanks to that purple-haired lunatic, I'm goddamn pathetic. Begging for scraps from others.
I just can't forget what you did to Petya.
Was that his name?
Are you serious?
Relax. You'll begin to forget these kinds of things too in time. Here we are. You there. Let her through. The Countess wants an audience with this one.
Of course, ladies.
Oh, hello, darling. What a nice surprise to see you here. Lisa, my dear, how funny to find you down there amongst the rally.
Oh, yes, quite. I ran into some revolutionaries and ended up getting shuffled along here.
That will happen if you associate yourself with such folk. They do allow their passions to become inflamed all too easily. Now, I didn't only call you up for pleasantries. Since you're here, I have an envelope I'd like you to deliver to the doctor. I trust this time you will actually complete my request. You may run along now.
Forgive me, but before I leave, may I ask who's that gentleman looking out the window? I believe I've seen his face before.
Well noted. Hear that, Savelli? Even this young lady recognizes the new mayor. You must have already made quite the impression around town.
Huh? Oh. Why, hello there, miss. Apologies for not noticing you earlier. I got lost in thought admiring the view below. So organized and efficient. Mayor Savelli Skvortsov, at your most humble service.
Elizaveta Morozova. I wasn't aware that the mayor and the countess were well acquainted.
I take the time to get to know the town's citizens from all walks of life. All the better to serve the people. But tell me, Miss Elizaveta, what do you think of the rally going on? I saw you talking to a couple of the participants just now.
I don't know how I feel.
My, an honest person. You're a rare breed in these troubled times.
How so?
Oh, most people wouldn't tell a person like me that they don't have an opinion on such an important matter. They don't want to make a bad impression, or some such nonsense.
So what about you?
Me? I completely support the workers' plight.
You do?
Why do you think I ran for mayor in the first place? I've lived in this country all my life and seen the ills of our working folk. The good, law-abiding people of this town deserve to have their hard work properly appreciated, not sucked up like blood to feed those above.
A pointed analogy.
My apologies. I didn't mean to use such imagery in the presence of you refined women.
Oh, please. You think our little Lisa cannot handle talk of blood?
Ah, of course. You're that Lisa, the new physician apprentice.
I'm surprised you've heard of me.
As mayor, it's my duty and privilege to know about all the town's residents, especially those who so wonderfully use their talents to serve the good citizens.
Oh, it's truly nothing special. It's what I've always wanted to do.
Oh, don't sell yourself short. We all do our own small part to bring about a better tomorrow for those of pure heart and spirit. Ah, do you smell that? Change is in the air, my friends. We've got a good crowd going now. Time to greet them and let them know their voices are heard.
Savelli, for goodness sake, don't put yourself in harm's way in front of that rabble. I've only just got used to you as the new mayor.
Ha! There's that razor wit I was warned about. Come, Lisa. Join me if you'd like.
You can see the entire rally from here.
Workers, people, friends, hear me. I come to you not as your mayor, but as a fellow citizen. A citizen who has seen the damage done to this town by those who came before. To those that take advantage of the hard-working, law-abiding citizens of this town, I have only this to say to you. We...
My God!
Get down! That was a gunshot.
Who's shooting?
I don't know, but I intend to find out. Lisa, let's get inside.
I just need to quickly check if there's anyone in the crowd I might be able to help. It's hard to see. There's so much panic and confusion. Wait. It can't be.
Lisa?
Colin!
Lisa. Get inside. It's not safe here.
See, what did I tell you? These people are like rabid dogs. You give them a treat and they'll bite your arm off.
It's just a few bad apples out there. That's all.
Ugh, ever an optimist. At least it seems the guards are arresting them, and the rabble will finally be quelled.
But how do they know who to arrest?
Simple. I say arrest all these animals and then decide.
Nothing that extreme is needed, Madam Orlova. However, to conduct a proper investigation, we must get a hold of the key suspects and witnesses. If we don't take them in now, it will be too late.
I have to go.
Be safe, Lisabetta.
Before you go, darling, I just wanted to remind you that our secrets sometimes can be hard to keep. Believe me, I know that better than anybody. But they are secrets for a reason. You've already disappointed me once. Please don't do it again. Am I making myself clear, darling?
Yes, madam.
Delightful. Have a safe journey home, dear. Better move quickly and don't engage. Who knows what kind of diseases those animals have.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Are you deaf? You are under arrest.
You don't understand. I didn't do anything.
It's you who doesn't understand, boy. For the last time, if you don't come with me, there will be hell to pay.
I can't, please. I need to find my sister. She's around here somewhere. Just let me find her.
That's it. I've had enough of your nonsense.
Get your filthy hands off him, you pig!
Do you know what you just did, mouthy broad?
This is madness. How quickly everything has turned to chaos. Kolya looks badly hurt, but if I help, I'll compromise my identity. Countess and higher society won't look kindly upon that. I can't just leave him like that. Can I? Oh, what in the world am I supposed to do?
Lisa?
Kolya, can you hear me? Are you all right?
Lisa, I knew it was you.
Shh, you shouldn't talk right now. Save your energy. Let's get you to a safe place.
I don't know where to even begin. We all thought you were dead. I was at your funeral, for God's sake. But here you are, standing before me. How is that even possible?
Kolya, you have head trauma. This is serious. Now is no time for fighting. You need to lie down.
Don't pretend that you care now, Lisa. Fine, you don't have to tell me the truth, but I just need to know one thing. Why didn't you tell us that you are alive? Why didn't you write? Do you even realize what your passing did to Mother? To me? Just say something. I mourned you for months. I deserve an explanation. I don't feel so good.
His blood looks so inviting. I can feel its warmth. No, stop, Lisa. What are you even thinking? I told you that you need to rest. You've had too much blood loss. Come with me. We have to stop the bleeding. There.
Thank you.
Now, we can't let you fall asleep just yet. Why don't you tell me how you even got here?
Fine. Where to begin? I suppose it all started to unravel right after your funeral.
It's getting late. Why aren't you heading home?
My legs won't take me.
I see.
Can I stay here with you a little longer?
Of course, boy. Stay as long as you like. You know why they put a glass of water next to the tombstone?
No?
It's for the person who passed away. They say that when the soul finally leaves the body, it washes clean with the water in there. When it happens, you can see the water trembling. Sometimes I wish I believed those things. Probably it would help make sense out of something like this.
She should have never gone to treat those peasants. I hate them so much.
You shouldn't. It wasn't the peasants' fault they got sick. Lisa was a good doctor. She swore an oath to help people, and she did just that.
But how can I not? They just took her away, Uncle Mitko. We don't even know where her body is. My sister is dead at 22 and no one is responsible.
That's not what I said, boy.
Then who is to blame for this?
Have you ever thought about why they got sick in the first place?
Because they are filthy.
They are filthy because they are poor, even poorer than us. They don't have access to clean water or clothes. They become ill and are forced into sick houses where there is only one doctor for hundreds of them. Half of the time, no one even bothers to come, unlike your sister. Meanwhile, our omnipotent overlords live in golden mansions and make big decisions. Decisions, Kolya, about how much of our money to take, and how many children's bodies to throw into their next senseless war. So if you do get angry, boy, don't be angry at the peasants. Let's go home. Your mother must be worried. Rest in peace, dear.
A month passed. I don't think Mother put 10 words together since your funeral. I don't think I saw her cry either. Just going about the house, cleaning, cooking, must have kept her sane. Every second since that day felt long, dull, and full of nothingness. I thought more about what Uncle Mitko said at your graveside. He was right. I shouldn't have blamed the peasants. Sleep wouldn't often come, so I started reading to make the nights shorter. And Dad, you can probably imagine. Almost every night he stumbled home smelling of vodka. He either made a scene, or better yet, simply couldn't stand on his feet. If I'm honest, I think I started hoping for those nights when he didn't show up at all. Every night I found myself staring at your empty pillow. Everything reminded me of you, and every memory felt like a punch in the gut. It was risky, but I got pamphlets, books, newspapers about the unreported happenings of the land. About poverty, corruption, alcoholism, and more. I also learned that there are people who want change. I wanted to help. I wanted to do something,
son of a bitch.
Not again.
Nadia, open up. Damn keys won't work.
I better go out there to look after Mum.
Sure thing, Nadia. Why don't you break more of them? We must have a wheelbarrow's worth of plates because I am made of money, aren't I?
I'm sorry. You just startled me, that's all.
What are you looking at? Weren't expecting your father to show up?
I was. That's the whole problem.
What did you say?
Nothing.
Since you're out of your room for once, come, sit with me. It's high time you and I had a talk.
Why don't we talk tomorrow when you're sober?
I am your father. You will talk with me when I say so.
Fine.
Let's have a toast to your mother's health. Been a little while since you and I caught up, has it not?
I suppose it has.
So, tell me, son, how are things at school? Are you doing well? Is the honor of the family name safe?
If I'm honest, it hasn't been going well lately.
I know, Kolya, I know. I saw your report card today. I just wanted to see if my son is a liar. But it turns out no, just an idiot. Do you even realize how easy it is to be a good student? School curriculum is designed for hopeless morons. To be better than them, to do well in school is the bare minimum I should expect from my son. If you can't do that, hell, what else are you good for? When I was your age, I was the perfect student. Finished school with honors, made my parents proud. Do you even realize how much your education costs us? Take your sister, for example. God bless her soul. Her education never cost us a dime, all paid by the school since she was so smart. Let's raise a glass to Lisa. And speaking of Lisa, I happen to notice that her medallion is missing. Do you by chance know where it is?
Why are you even looking for it?
Unlike some of us, I've got nothing to hide. It's an antique and costs a fortune. We could live off of it for at least a month. And where she is, she doesn't need it. But you? You know exactly how valuable it is, don't you?
I didn't take it, I swear.
Well, it's either you or your mother, and I don't care either way. Tell me where you hid the money.
I don't know if I would have acted the same if I had been sober, but what's done is done. Enough! Enough of your drinking. Enough of your threats. I can't take this anymore. I'm leaving.
Don't go, Kolya.
Let him go. Give him a week, and he'll come crawling back. He's a lazy fool. He won't make it on his own. People don't change. Nothing does.
Nothing changes if you don't make the change. I hope you see it before it's too late, Father. I'm sorry, Mom. I'll send letters and half the money I earned to Uncle Mitko so he can pass it on to you. Please, go stay with him if Father gets any worse.
Where are you going?
To make a change. That night I left and joined the cause. I dropped out of school and started delivering packages between revolutionary units. One day they gave me this parcel to deliver to Ivan, the movement leader here in town. I knew he would be at the gathering, but everything became a blur and the rest you already know. I don't regret any of it, really. I just am sad that Mother had to clean up the glass shards after me.
Kolya? Kolya, are you alright? It's okay. He should get some rest. He lost a lot of blood. The smell of blood again. The wild berries and cherry. He's already unconscious. Perhaps it won't even make a difference. No, of course not. What am I even thinking?
What is going on here? I see we have a guest. Lizaveta, would you care to explain?
Dr. Volkov, I know it's a lot to process, but please hear me out. This is my brother, Kolya. He was injured in a brawl at the town square and he needs help.
I see. I assume you are familiar with the rules regarding one's communication with their past family in our society? Once turned, one of our kind shall not be in touch with any relative till every single one in the third generation of their family has passed. I'm afraid the rule is rather strict.
Yes, I know, but he's my brother. I just couldn't leave him.
Right. Well, regardless of who that is, we both swore the Hippocratic Oath. Let's help this young man get back on his feet. I can see you've done a decent job bandaging. He clearly suffered some serious blood loss. He also looks malnourished. Probably hasn't eaten properly in a while. That won't do. Lisa, be a dear and go and get some proper human food from the general store for the gentleman. We barely have anything left around here.
But
He'll be fine for the time being. Don't worry.
All right. Please take care of him.
Mm-hmm.
Not a soul. After everything that has happened, the silence is deafening. Good evening.
What did you say? Oh, yes, indeed, very good. What can I do for you?
May I please purchase some groceries? Some bread, vegetables, protein? I'm in a bit of a hurry.
Oh, yes, let me see. Certainly.
Thank you.
Wait just a second. I can't accept this. It's on the house.
Are you sure? Thanks a lot. That's very kind of you.
Don't mention it.
So strange. Why wouldn't she take the money?
Sorry, Mom. No entry. Official police business.
What do you mean, no entry? I happen to live here.
Them's the orders, Mom. No one in, no one out.
What kind of police business?
Not at liberty to discuss, Mom.
And when will I be able to come back to my own home? You're not much help, you know.
Well, sorry about that, Mom.
I need to get back to Kolya before he gets worse. Dr. Volkov must have put him in my vessel to rest. I suppose it's better than the floor. Where is the doctor, by the way? We should discuss Kolya's condition.
Open up, Doctor!
What's going on, exactly? You should be aware that you are interrupting some important scientific work.
This can't be good.
Lisa? Where am I?
Hello. How are you feeling?
Ah! What the hell is this thing?
Petya, now's not the time.
Lisa, what the devil is going on? Is this your room? Why is there a coffin? Why am I in a coffin?
Look, you're still bleeding and pale as death herself. I'll explain everything in a moment. Just let me give you some food first. You must be starving.
Fine. Now tell me the truth.
Listen, I know it's hard to believe, and I'm not supposed to tell you this, but hell, vampires exist. And I am one of them.
What are you talking about?
Hence the coffin, hence the funeral, hence never reaching out. I did die, in a sense. You were just never supposed to see me again.
You can't expect me to believe this.
But it's the truth.
Prove it. I can't believe what I've just seen.
Trust me, brother. You don't know a fraction of what I've seen and done in the last few months. I can't tell you anymore, and you must keep this a secret or we're both finished.
All right. I don't even know what to say.
Dr. Volkov?
Lisa, I'm afraid I have some unpleasant news. The police are here, and they are looking for Nikolai Kolya Morozov.
But he's done nothing wrong.
I sent them to get a warrant to buy you some time, but I'm afraid they will be back very soon.
Thank you for holding them off, Doctor.
Don't mention it, dear.
The doctor's right.
But...
Let's go, Lisa. There is nothing we can do.
I'm sorry, dear. Whenever you're ready.
Listen, Lisa. I need to ask you for a favor, sister. That package I told you about earlier, I was never able to deliver it. I don't know what's inside, but I've been informed that it is of crucial importance for the cause. Ivan believes that the future of this country depends on it. Please promise me you'll deliver it to him, or I will not rest easy till the day I die.
If it means so much to you, of course I will deliver it.
That means a lot.
Kola Morozov, you're under arrest for treason and assault of a member of the police.
Told you before, little man, this isn't going to end well for you.
You have no right to do this.
Of course we do, sweetheart. We're here to protect you and the town.
How did you even find us?
Not that it's any of your business, young lady, but we've done some thorough investigation on this one.
The assaulted police officer provided the description, and it turns out this kid is quite well known in radical circles. The general store shopkeeper saw a young man fitting the profile heading towards your place, and here we now are, with the extremist apprehended.
No wonder she couldn't look me in the eye. I don't believe this. Wait! There must be something I can do. Please!
I'm afraid there isn't, dear. The law takes over now. However, given your medical contributions to society or whatnot,
Perhaps we could make an exception and try to make him more comfortable where we were taking him.
it's not going to be easy though, if you know what I mean.
How much would that be?
I reckon for 20 coins, I could put in a good word and make his stay with us easier.
Here. Take it.
Much obliged, miss. I'll see to the young man's utmost comfort.
He'll be as good as at the palace.
Where are you taking him?
I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to say, miss.
Surely you're joking.
Don't worry, they'll get in touch with family once the sentence is issued.
Shouldn't be more than a year.
This can't be. Kolya!
Write a letter to Mum for me, please. Tell her not to worry.
But...
Let's go, kid. Time to face the music.
I can't believe they took him away. I thought I would never see him again. And then...
There, Lisaveta. Perhaps it's a blessing in disguise.
How can you say that?
As I said before, it is strictly forbidden to be in touch with the people from your human life. Sooner or later, higher society would have learned about it. Regrettably, you, me, and certainly your brother would have been sentenced to death by sunrise. This way, at least, he has a chance.
I'll get him out of this, if it's the last thing I do.
I should probably give you some time to yourself. I understand that this must be, disappointing. But remember, people will come and go. The work, Lisa, the work is what lasts forever.
I don't feel well. I need to lie down. What have you done?
Listen, I may have stepped over the line, but...
I asked, what have you done? I have been quiet all this time, but no more. It's one thing for you to take your petty grievances out on me, but when our children, our child, our only son left, and it's all because of you.
I know I shouldn't have gone.
I will not stand for it, for any of it. You have some important choices to make, Alexei. I'm not kidding.
You're right. Things got out of hand. I'm sorry, Nadia.
Good. I'm staying at Mitko's.
Nadia, wait.
Lisa, please. Am I possessed? Or just a pathetic excuse for a human?
Faina?
Hi, little dove. I was hoping you'd come by.
Are you all right? I didn't think you'd be here at such a late hour.
Sure, dear. I'm fine. I just wish I got to water my plants. Come, sit with me for a moment. You've had a tough few months, haven't you?
Yes, well, nothing I couldn't manage.
To go through what you've gone through and retain humanity, that's no easy feat. I'm very proud of you, dear.
Thank you. I think I've always wanted to hear that.
But I'm afraid the worst is yet to come, little dove.
The worst?
Everyone knows the perils of a friendship with the devil, don't they? Still, most of them get distracted by how shiny his presents are. He had nothing to tempt me with, though. All I ever needed was in the right drawer.
What exactly does that mean, Faina?
You can do it, little dove. Everything will be all right. I just wish I got to water my plants.
Your plants? Another dream. But Kolya arrested. That part was real. I should head over to the vodka bar and see if Ivan might know anything about it. Wait, what is this inside my vessel? Looks like Kolya left me a note. Kolya asked me to write a letter to Mother. This is going to be difficult. Now for the hard part. How to describe it? I should probably give a short explanation. Kolya said he sent her money regularly. I truly hope she is all right. Finished. Now just to drop it in the postbox on the main street.
Shoo!
Hope you're doing all right, Mom.
Ah, Dr. Morozova, isn't it? Looks like I'm just in time for the mail collection. Sending that letter must be difficult.
What? Is he talking about my mother and Kolya? How does he know? Excuse me? I'm not sure what you mean.
Ah, apologies. I just assumed you were here to send a letter to the coroner about the body. Must not be your favorite part of the job.
The body?
Haven't you heard? The old woman from your building just passed away.
Faina? No. No, I haven't.
I see. Well, sorry to break the news that way.
Strange. I just saw her in a dream.
She seemed like a very nice lady.
She was.
Greetings.
Let's take a look. Yep, just like Kolya said, there's a box inside the chimney. Could think it's a warm season and no one's using the fireplace. This feels strangely heavy. What could it even be? I don't know what it is, but something feels off about it. The box has marks on it saying it should be handled with extra care. It smells like powder. This is clearly a bomb. Should I still hand it over to the revolutionaries? The door is open. Strange to be here without Faina. The room feels so empty. In my dream, she said something about watering the plants. Should I? You all do look thirsty. Don't worry, I'll take care of you. There. Much better, isn't it? I doubt anyone will take the plants from here now that Faina is gone. Should I move some to my room? I feel like that's what Faina would have wanted. The air in this flat smells different, fresher than in the rest of town. I think it must be the plant's way of paying Faina back for her devotion. These books are written in a foreign language. They look beautiful. Wish I could read some of them.
Shoo!
Ah, Lisa. Great timing. Come, have a drink with us.
Actually, there's something important
Let me introduce you to a very special guest of ours, Maxime.
Hello, Maxime. To what do I owe the pleasure?
I shot the city head.
He shot the mayor.
He didn't even shoot him. He got the window instead.
Ah, it's like folks say, Gosha. It's the thought that counts. Maxime, what you did at the rally takes some real guts, and bravery should be rewarded. That's why today, you drink for free, my friend.
Pleased to serve my country.
Fine, forget the mayor for a second. What about the arrests?
Come on now, I bailed you out, didn't I? Look, as long as you're with me, there is nothing to worry about.
Yes, but what about the dozens of innocent people? What about the members of our crew that got taken away?
Well, what about them?
We still have no idea where they are. Doesn't this bother you?
Do I really have to explain that to you, Gosha? This rally made the government fear us and the people support us. The arrested people are martyrs for the cause. And the best part is, we didn't even plan it. Maxime here has no tie to us whatsoever. We got lucky. This is a success. Stop being so sour and just enjoy yourself for a change. No changes in this country happen without blood, and revolution requires a lot of it. Before we get them to spill theirs, we'll have to sacrifice some of ours.
I'm getting another drink.
Sounds like a grand idea. Anyway, wasn't there something you wanted to talk about?
I was wondering if you heard any news about my brother, Kolya Morozov. He was arrested yesterday.
His name sounds vaguely familiar.
He was a courier for the cause.
Ah, of course. He was supposed to make a highly important delivery to us earlier, but I suppose that's not happening now, is it? Right, you mentioned he's your brother. Is it? Sorry about that, kid. I wish I had some good news, but the police, they won't give us anything. Even bribes don't help.
I see. So you don't even know where they took the people they arrested yesterday?
That's right. The town is so small that there isn't a dedicated jail around here. Since they arrested so many people, they must have shipped them somewhere else. The weirdest thing, though, usually finding out where they take people is a piece of cake. But this time, it's like everyone just vanished into thin air.
Isn't there some sort of a law that obligates the police to release this kind of information?
A law? Did you hear that, Maxime? Have you forgotten which country you live in? The severity of the laws here are compensated only by the lack of a need to follow them.
About the delivery, Kolya's duties meant a great deal to him. Could you tell the others it's not his fault?
Fault is irrelevant. Action is what matters. He shouldn't have put himself in additional risk while on a mission.
What if I got it for you myself?
Huh. That would change things. If you manage to retrieve it, I'll make sure everyone knows your brother fulfilled his duties, and I'll spare some resources to look for him. You have my word. When you get your hands on it, pass it on to Gosha.
I'll see what I can do.
Now, you'll have to excuse me. I have a few urgent things to attend to. Besides, I should not be seen with our hero for too long. Huh, Maxime? I'll see you around. No regrets.
Psst. Hey, you.
Me?
Yeah, you. I like you. You've got, whatchamacallit? Charisma, yeah.
I see. Thank you.
You want to hear something funny?
I'm not sure I'm in the mood for funny stories.
I wasn't ever going to shoot the guy.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I was always aiming for the window. This lady came up to me the other day. Somehow knew I was a sharpshooter back in the army. Gave me a gun and 100 coins just to shoot that sorry window at the rally. No one even noticed. Best deal I've made in years.
You must be kidding. What did the lady look like?
A pretty little thing. Auburn hair and a scar over her eye.
Wait, could he be talking about Victoria? But why would she arrange such a thing? You know what? I take it back. It really was a great story. Thank you, Maxime.
Just don't tell it to anyone else, all right? You don't want them to come and take back the money.
Your story's safe with me. I should pay Victoria a visit at the manor. I have a hunch that this might lead me to Kolya.
Goodness!
Evening, Trophime. Could you take me to the Countess's manor, please?
Of course, my lady. Your wish is my command.
Perfect. Let's head out. Thank you kindly. Victoria knows something about what happened at the rally. I have to get to the bottom of it, or I'll never find Kolya. Looks like the Countess is not expecting guests today. Eerie to be inside this room again, alone.
This is half of what you promised, Grigor. Half.
Well, what did you expect to happen when the Countess shifted production towards the main cellar? We have barely any bodies to work with. It's a miracle we even got this much.
All I know is that the Countess is not going to pat you on the head for this.
You are enjoying this, aren't you? You're still blaming me for that scar.
Not at all. This is just business. Bad business at that. Now give me your monthly books. I'll move them to the Countess's safe spot.
Fine. You know this game is rigged, and it won't last forever.
Time will tell, dear. Off you go.
She'd never tell me anything if I confronted her. This is better. I bet there is something among the Countess's papers that I can use to find out the truth. Locked. I so hoped that I would never have to come back down here ever again. Eerie. It's hard to say without seeing the face, but this dress. Could it be the same girl from the first painting? It's too dark. I'll break my neck if I walk around here like this.
Two, 5, 10. Good. Surprised that it's all still there. Why the old bat insists on keeping her change here, I'll never know.
None of the cells down here feel like a safe spot. I wonder where she is going. Let's take a look, shall we? Huh, a tiny key. What could something like this open around here? And some more money. That's not mine. Why did she stop? course. A hidden safe. I don't think that there are any keyholes in the frame. That key must be for something else. There must be some way for me to open it. Think, Lisa. Hello? Can anybody hear me? This cell. Didn't think I'd ever come back here. Wouldn't wish waking up here on my worst enemy. The key fits. I was curious about what's inside from the start. A sheet of paper. I have to admit that's a little disappointing. What does it say? Is this a riddle? What could it mean?
Did you think you were the only one who can turn invisible and follow people? I saw you closing the safe. What the hell are you doing here?
Relax. The Countess sent me here herself to put something inside the safe.
I don't believe you. She would have warned me first. You'd better start talking.
Over there!
What are you...
Better latch the door before she gets here. There. She won't be getting through this.
Let me out. Let me out right now.
I don't think so.
Hey, you know, sounds from here don't travel far.
Really? What an interesting fact.
My coffin isn't here. You will let me out by sunrise, right?
I must get to the town hall as soon as possible, please.
At your service.
Go, Marta.
Thank you, Trophime. For your trouble.
Thank you kindly.
Oh, just one last thing. I, kind of left Victoria locked in the basement. Would you be a dear and let her out before sunrise?
Of course. Goodbye, my lady.
Go, Marta.
Ivan?
Lizaveta, what a pleasant surprise.
Where is Gosha?
I don't have the foggiest idea. Haven't seen her since yesterday.
That's strange. I barely remember seeing you two apart.
We didn't leave on the greatest terms. Perhaps she took our fight to heart. You know how you ladies are.
Us ladies?
I meant passionate people.
Right. What are you doing here at this hour?
I could ask the same of you. But I won't, as I respect the privacy of my fellow citizen. I hope the same courtesy can be extended to my person.
Why are you carrying a bucket?
Well, I wouldn't need it if someone was committed to doing their job. Well, when you don't get the materials you need, you have to be creative.
You know, it's a bad superstition to meet someone with an empty bucket.
Doesn't the superstition specify that it has to be a woman?
Something tells me that in this case, it doesn't make it any better. It was me who took the bomb, you know.
I can't say I'm surprised. But rest assured, that's not going to be much of a problem.
What exactly is your plan here, Yvonne?
You're a doctor, Lisa, aren't you? Must have been hard to earn your degree, especially as a woman. All the science you had to learn, books you had to read, exams to pass. You must be very gifted. I myself was never a gifted child, if you can believe it. I was never good at arithmetic, or physics, or chemistry. I struggled with the subjects until I realized that personality, innate charisma, could be an even greater gift. That changed a lot of things.
I don't have all day, Yvonne.
Have a little patience there, Lisa. I'm going somewhere with this. The most important lesson I learned was that people are scared of their own incompetence. It only takes a few careful words to begin leading them down the right path. If you speak with conviction, with righteousness, people will believe you. People will follow you without question. No matter the trials, no matter the cost. Well, most will. People like Gosha occasionally create complications. But no matter. All I need to do now is provide that initial spark of action.
But the people trust you. Are they really so expendable to you?
Unlike the thieves and murderers in the town hall, I know exactly what people need. I'm also the one who's willing to do what is necessary to provide it. It's as simple as that. All the vision, all the hope in the world is nothing without clear action, unburdened by lesser worries. Before the sun rises, justice will be served for the common folk at last.
I should go. Kolya needs me.
I still hope you'll come for the show before the sun rises. No one wants to miss out on the day of reckoning.
The day of reckoning. That can't be good. Now, to search the town hall. No more distractions. Locked, as expected. Maybe I should try my luck via the balcony. Ah, unlocked. Perfect. Looks like someone is still here. The mayor must be working late. Good. Time to answer some questions. Countess Orlova?
Lisa, what a nice surprise. I was just finishing up some work. I certainly didn't expect to see you here. Do you have a form to file for the city head's attention?
Something like that.
Well, I'm afraid all the bureaucrats are already gone. No one's putting in the work nowadays, you see. Banker's hours.
It is pretty late, at least by human standards.
Ugh, don't get me started on that. The whole country daydreams about getting plastered in the evening and then leaves with the first whistle. And then they wonder why the economy's going pear-shaped and the country is in pig's shit. But I digress. What brings you here tonight, darling?
Oh, there is this project I've been helping the mayor with. He asked me to survey the peasants regarding their workload and report back with the results.
Did he now?
Hope it's all right with you, Madame Orlova.
Of course, dear. How can I say no to taking initiative? Next time, though, run those things by me. All business requires due diligence.
Will do, Madame Orlova.
Well, dear, I was just about to head out. There's always more business to take care of, isn't there? Hope you find your brother.
The Countess was just holding that. Anna Karenina. There must have been a reason why the Countess was holding this, right? Wait, there are some odd markings in here. This is to commemorate Savelli's first day in office. It must have been around the same time I was turned into a vampire. Time flies. Savelli's scales. Wonder what he needs them for. I can't move them. The scales are built into the table. They must be a part of some mechanism. That's quite a collection. Savelli must be an avid reader. That's quite a collection. Savelli must be an avid reader. I'm not going anywhere before I find out where Kolya is. I know the clues are here somewhere. Quite an antique. Must have been here for ages. The man in the painting was one of the town's first government officials back in the 14th century. Don't know what's more shocking, how much has changed since then, or how much hasn't. What a beautiful dog. Makes me a little sad that he isn't alive anymore. The colors and decorations of the room are different, but it looks so similar to this one. If the man in this painting is an old city head, he probably posed for it right in here. Could it be? If that's true, then there's probably a door behind that bookcase. There must have been a reason why the Countess was holding this, right? Wait, there are some odd markings in here. Savelli's scales. Wonder what he needs them for. I can't move. They must be a part of some mechanism. I'm not going anywhere before I find out where Kolya is. Quite an antique. This is to commemorate. It must. Savelli doesn't seem like the kind of man who would drink at work, yet these shot glasses are always here. Strange. Why don't I borrow them for a spell? Savelli's scales. What? Let's see. There. Something clicked. That must have been part of the puzzle. Stability. Huh. Clever. The hints from Anna Karenina must be leading to this. Some of these books are decoys. Which books should I pool? And in what order? I'm guessing this isn't where he keeps his winter clothes. Let's see where it takes me. If someone told me about this, I would have called them a liar. Goodness. No matter. No way but forward. How deep does this rabbit hole go? What fresh hell is all this? Why is there a hidden prison underneath the town hall? This must have been what the construction bills were for. Hello? What did they put you in here for?
Shh! Don't hear us! Go away! We don't want any trouble!
How are you holding up, lazy bastards? Don't mind me, folks. Keep to your business. Ha!
Oh my god! Kolya! Kolya! Kolya, can you hear me?
Huh? Lisa? What are you doing here? How did you find me?
It doesn't matter. I came to rescue you. Let me take a look. The wound is terribly infected. He must have sepsis. He won't last through the night.
That bad, huh? At least they didn't throw me to the lower level. Whatever it is they do down there, I never want to know. I think they treat me better than some since you gave them some coin back then. Thank you.
Don't even mention it. Those greedy bastards. What did they do to you?
Nothing they didn't do to the others. But my old wound from the rally never quite seemed to heal.
At this stage, and in this place, there's only one way I can save him. I need to turn him. For that, he must drink some of my blood. But will he even agree to it? Do I even want this life for him? Dr. Volkov once explained to me how to turn people. Kolya, listen to me carefully. You're in bad shape, but I know a way to save you. I know this is going to sound insane, but you'll need to drink some of my blood. Before I do, you need to know. This will turn you into a vampire. Just like me. And you will never be able to go back to your old life.
Me? A vampire? Your adventures have certainly taken you to some wild places. But Lisa, you're the same as ever. Always trying to make sure I come out all right on the other side. I'll do whatever you ask of me. I trust you, Lisa.
That means everything. All right. I'll have to bite you, then feed you some of my blood. But first, I'll do something to help make the pain go away. Ready?
Ready.
Hush now, the sun's gone to sleep. Close your eyes, rest now in peace. In the morn you'll awake and the darkness will flee. And the light will await you and me. Await you and me. He's in a trance. I should perform the ritual, or he will be gone forever. He should be safe for now. At least as much as it's possible under the circumstances. I can't stop now. I need to understand what's going on.
No! I don't want to go! Where are you taking me?
You'll just have to see for yourself.
Please, let me go!
Sorry, pal. It's not up to me. I don't make the decisions.
Not up to me. Please, I'm begging you. Let her stay.
I'm sorry, Mom. It's not up to me. I'm just doing my job. Come on, Miss Morozova. Let's hurry this up. Country's orders.
Let go! Let go of me! She will get better, I promise. She knows all the treatments. She's a doctor herself.
Right. Well then, she can cure herself where she's going.
Alexei, do something.
What's going on here?
Come on, let's head out.
Gosha? Are you all right? What happened?
Lisa, I can't believe it's really you. Listen, what happens in here, it isn't meant for human beings.
How did they find you? Yvonne said he saw you recently. That you two got into a fight or something?
We did. He didn't seem to care about all those people who we lost the other day. It made me question if he was the right person to lead. And I was stupid enough to tell him that.
Are you saying?
That's right. The police were still looking for me after the riot, and that smug bastard turned me in. It's my fault for believing in him in the first place. There were so many red flags. I should have known.
Don't blame yourself, Gosha. You only wanted what's best for the people. That son of a bitch is to blame for all that.
On the bright side, at least I know where everybody is now. Or at least was. Silver linings, huh?
Just stay put. I'll try to get you out of here.
Thank you. Just be careful. These people, they aren't joking around here. If you don't make it back here for us, I'm not going to blame you.
That snake. It's the same symbol as on those documents. My God! The stench. I'd be sick right now if it was biologically possible. I've never seen anything like this. Oh, such rancid blood. Not even the worst of us would dare try to consume this. What the? This place. This monstrous place. It's so familiar. No, so similar. Similar to that room from before. I don't feel so good.
This is where we keep them, Doctor. Are you sure you want to proceed? Goes without saying, but it isn't safe.
Quite sure, my boy. They are still people. They deserve some compassion.
Of course. Well, if you don't mind,
Yes. I'll take it from here.
Thank you. Good luck.
Goodness. My name is Dr. Volkov. I am volunteering here for the next few days. Is anyone up and ready for an examination?
Doctor, over here.
Evening, young lady. When was your last checkup?
It's not for me. The woman on the next cot, she doesn't speak the language.
You sure are burning up yourself.
Nothing to do about that. Not anymore.
And what makes you think so?
Cholera wasn't treated in time. Kidneys are now affected, so the truth is, in a place like this, I'm afraid I don't have long. But she still has a chance, though, if you act quickly.
Is that so? How do you figure?
She has dysentery and needs intravenous therapy right away. We haven't had a doctor here in days. I tried to tell the nurses, but no one will touch us. There's not much time left, Doctor. Just see for yourself.
Let me take a look. Let's see. She's certainly malnourished. High fever. Now, where is...
There's no chart. They don't bother to keep records for us here. But she's often nauseated and there's blood in her liquids. Don't ask how I know that.
I see. In that case, I believe you're absolutely right. We shouldn't lose any time. Nurse, prepare an intravenous drip right away, please and thank you. Excuse me, miss... Sorry, what was your name again?
Lisa. Morozova. How is she?
Well, the patient is still resting, but I think it's fair to say she'll be all right.
Good.
Where did you learn all this, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm a doctor as well. Just graduated from the medical academy.
That's quite impressive.
Thanks. All the good it did me. You're that traveling doctor people in town were talking about, aren't you?
I suppose I am. Listen, Miss Morozova, how would you like to be my assistant? It happens so that I just got an opening at my practice, and I'd hate for this kind of talent to go to waste.
Oh, doctor. Why would you tease me about something like that now? You and I both know I'm not getting out of here alive. In a different life, perhaps?
Perhaps it could be.
So that's how it happened. Dr. Volkov must have also been the one who brought my things from home, too. No time. No time for any of this. I need to press on. I need to find a way to get inside. This is it. Time to face the truth.
What did I say? What did I just say, Tamara? That's right. I said not to disturb me during my peak productive hours. The decrees won't publish themselves. Besides, Why, you aren't Tamara at all, are you? I suppose a welcome is in order. What brings you here, my dear?
What in God's name is happening here?
I beg your pardon? Oh, of course. You must mean my blood export system. I can see how it may appear a little jarring to an unprepared visitor.
A little jarring. People are being tortured and killed right outside this very door.
See, I wish more people expressed genuine curiosity before casting judgment. Isn't that what science is all about?
This isn't science. It's a bloodbath designed by a madman.
Lisa, I thought of you as a much more rational person, a contributor to society. As you know, I care deeply about my fellow man, my neighbors, those working so hard just to get by. During my early years in government, oh Lord, this takes me back. One of my responsibilities was to pay visits to officials in different provinces. I met people from all around the country, from all kinds of backgrounds and all sorts of trades. It didn't take me even 2 months to realize that everything was rotten, inside and out, chaotic, in complete disarray. Every little town was exactly the same. Hospitals shamefully understaffed, roads ridden with potholes, good people suffering in poverty and drowning in drink. And no one did anything about it. No one even cared. They were too busy lining their own pockets. Police and most of my colleagues, all corrupt to the bone. Bureaucracy stopping any feeble attempts to take action. It made me boil with anger, Lisa. Livid. I swore to myself that once I rose up, I would get rid of the chaos that is our country. That I would turn it around. Help my good fellow citizens. Design a system.
And what system would that be?
Since I've become mayor, the town has improved, wouldn't you say? In only a few months, local businesses have received loans, roads have been fixed, willing people have jobs.
willing people?
That's right. Honest, hard-working people. And that's exactly where the system comes in. You're a smart young lady. You must understand that money doesn't come out of nowhere. Say, a building needs to be fixed. You need to take the money out of the town's budget. But it's all been squandered or stolen by your predecessors. Ultimately, nothing gets done. Frustrating, isn't it? But what if there was a whole demographic of consumers in constant need of expensive liquid product?
Cabernet.
Exactly. I learned about the existence of vampires once I climbed high enough as a government official. It's not that big of a mystery as long as you have the right connections, you know. It's shocking that your species, some centuries old I might note, was sitting on a gold mine, but had no clue how to adapt it to the modern world. It took me 5 minutes talking with the Countess to put 2 and 2 together. By producing Cabernet, she managed to make enough coin to run her estate, but she completely missed out on a bigger opportunity.
And what exactly is that opportunity?
The old crone drained using archaic techniques. Her manor sales only offering space for a few. But you and I, Lisa, we know that we live in a burgeoning age of industry, of endless production possibilities. Moreover, she only made Cabernet from those of noble birth, foolishly thinking their blood was purer. But you and I, Lisa, we know of the equality of man, that deeds determine true worth. My operation quadrupled turnover by draining lawbreakers, the slothful, illegal foreigners. It uses the parasites of the earth to lift up society. Everybody wins, Lisa. You, me, the good townspeople, the deserving citizens of our country.
You're out of your mind. This is barbaric.
My system solves 2 problems at once. It disposes of those who seek to keep us in ruin, and it provides significant income to benefit the people. Unfortunately, the Countess managed to find out about my enterprise and threatened blackmail if I didn't cut her in. And this is actually a good time for me to give you, Lisa, some credit for this brilliant operation.
What? Me?
Indeed. I know about the documents that the Countess ordered you to steal from my house. If she would have seen my plans before we struck the deal, she would have negotiated a much larger share for herself. Basically, the town is in your debt. In any case, Miss Morozova, I do apologize. I bent your ear for far too long. I take it that you managed to find me all the way down here for a reason. How may I be of service?
I came to free my brother. He was arrested on the day of the rally. All he wanted was to help his country. He doesn't deserve to be a part of this nightmare.
It's clear that you and I don't see eye to eye on everything. But then again, you need to hear different perspectives to run a town, don't you? And I do owe you for your help with the documents, even if unintentional. Your brother should be released effective immediately. That is my gift to you. It goes without saying, of course, but no one can know about what happens down here. The system is not for everyone to comprehend. Some just have to reap the benefits of the machine without knowing how it works. So, what do you say?
Even if it's for the sake of the greater good, I just can't be a part of this. What's going on here has to stop.
Lisa, you're breaking my heart. Well, I'm truly sorry we couldn't make a deal. Before you go, I've always loved that old counting rhyme. Do you know it? How does it go again? Crescent came out of the fog, took a knife out of his pocket. I will cut and I will hit. Either way, you will be it.
What happened?
Oh, you're up.
Where are all my things?
Mayor Skortsov ordered to lock you up, I'm afraid. All your property has been confiscated.
That bastard.
You're the first vampire I've guarded, you know? Fascinating stuff.
What an honor. And the light will await you and me, await you and me. My coffin. He must have ordered it to be brought here so that I don't fry in the morning. How long does he intend to keep me here?
By the sound of it, you're in for the long haul. Nothing personal, miss. Just doing my job.
It's full of fresh blood. This would last me a while, only I can't bear to drink it, knowing where it comes from. Dragomir.
In a cage yet again. Have you learned no lessons?
I thought I wouldn't get to see you again.
It takes more than a little jape to vanquish a presence like mine. You betrayed my trust once before. I do not hold it against you. While I rested, I hoped you would find your own path. Nonetheless, looking at your soul once more, I recognize that all this time I was wrong about you. I once gave you a chance when you were trapped, but instead of a fearsome beast, you became a mewling kitten. If only you listened to me, you could have become the maker of history, the master of rulers, the forger of destinies. Instead, you will stay here forever, imprisoned by a mortal fool. Let this be a lesson to you. So much potential wasted. Pity.
Hello. So, what's your name?
I'm not supposed to fraternize with the prisoners.
Well, you told me I'm stuck here for a long time, didn't you? Might as well get acquainted.
Fine. My name is Luca.
And I'm Lisa. Pleasure to meet you. So they've put you all the way down here now.
I've been promoted.
Right. Promoted. Of course. How did you end up working here, if you don't mind me asking?
I've been working at Town Hall for decades. Seen my share of mayors pass through.
And how does Savelli compare to the rest of them?
Well, at least he doesn't drink, doesn't steal. That's a first, I'll tell you. The town seems to flourish.
True, but what about all this? Hundreds of innocent people abducted and tortured.
Our people need a firm hand, you know? Besides, they say the people down here are no use to anybody. No offense.
None taken. I have to get out of here, and I think Luca might be able to help. If I can just make him trust me a little more, perhaps I can enchant him. Of course, there are always other ways. Say, Luca? Listen, Luca. You aren't such a bad person, are you? You have compassion for other people, for your family. I know you understand that what goes on down here is not right. These people are not expendable. Criminals are not, they're human beings. They can't be treated like this.
But what can I do? If I tell anybody, they'll kill me and everyone I care about.
That's why you can leave it to me. Just let me out of here and I promise I will shut this horror factory down. You and your loved ones will be safe.
Alright, this may be worth the risk. But I can't just let you walk out. They'll kill me.
Why don't you tell them I enchanted you and forced you into submission?
You can do that? Maybe you lot should be behind bars. Alright.
Just lay down as if you fainted for 10 minutes or so. Then you can alert everyone.
Agreed. Good luck.
I don't have much time before they start looking for me. I need to get out of here and tell everyone what's going on. But first, I need to check on Kolya.
Lisa.
Right. Thank goodness you're all right.
Lisa, look at me. Is this normal? Am I dying?
It depends on how technical you want to be. You'll be fine. Don't worry.
Luca! Luca! What the hell happened here?
They're already here.
How do we get out of here? We'll never get past the guards.
I don't have the time to teach him how to turn invisible. Have you read Ostrovsky's Thunderstorm?
What?
Watch me and do the same.
I can't believe I'm flying.
Let's get out of here quickly.
You! Where do you think you're going?
It's her! Shoot her now!
Severely warned that she can turn invisible. Look out!
We made it out, Kolya. I can't believe it. Wait, what is going on out there?
Our people have been enduring this tyranny for centuries. Ruler after ruler after ruler. The story is always the same. Oppression, poverty, unlawful imprisonment for true heroes, like my friend Gosha, who was apprehended last night with no notice or reason. And what does the ruling class get? Palaces, gold and power. Don't trust the honeyed speeches of the new officials. This is the same fairy tale we've been told, but it's all lies. And this is exactly why we can't trust the rotten government to execute our rights. It is time for a better future. It is time for everyone to unite. It is time to burn this place to kingdom come.
Wait!
What the hell?
There are people locked up down there. We need to save them.
Don't listen to her. When the tyranny stops today, the power goes to us, the people. Light it up, boys. It's all good and ready with kerosene. No regrets.
Did she say there are people still inside?
Quick, we need to help them!
Hurry up, everyone!
Hello? And a happy New Year's Eve to you too. Of course. I'll pass it on. Thank you. I see how it is now. The only reason you called is to talk about the clinic, isn't it? I know. I'm just teasing. Look, I promise the budgets can wait till after the holidays. We're doing great. Seriously. The patients are happy, and that's all that matters. I'll handle the board. Now go and spend time with your family. Doctor's orders. All right, dear. Have a wonderful break. Marina's pushing herself way too hard, but I honestly can't imagine a better partner to run the clinic with. No more work tonight. I need to take my mind off it. Among other things. What's on TV?
Well, Oksana, only a few hours left till we get to celebrate the much-anticipated year 2000.
The new year is flying fast towards us, and what better present for the nation than the first annual address of the newly elected President Chernov?
Absolutely. It's been a tumultuous year for our country with the tragic, sudden passing of the former head of state. Luckily, Anatoly Chernov promptly took matters into his own hands, first as acting president and now as president-elect, after the results of the official emergency referendum.
That's right, Maxim. President Chernov has already demonstrated his firm and efficient governing style. In his short time in office, he's issued orders to reinforce the defensive military budget, and has also introduced a zero-tolerance policy towards illegal immigration.
Finally, our people will have the much-desired stability back into their lives.
Can't wait to hear what he has to say at midnight.
Me too. Say, Oksana, what are you going to wish for when the clock strikes 12?
Well...
Fools.
Your ride is here, ready to whisk you away to that dreary business of yours. Here to ruin our delightful festivities. Lisa, are you all right?
Yeah.
If this trip makes you so gloomy, there's no need for you to go. I promise you a better time will be had here. And who knows? Maybe Elisa will even make an appearance.
Always a good time, but sorry. I think I need to go. It's something that just feels right, as difficult as it is.
Fine. You got to do what you got to do. You've always been a stubborn one.
Look who's talking.
Shame. I was really looking forward to introducing you to Anton.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. I do really want to meet him.
Don't worry. If all goes well, there will be an entire eternity of chances for you to get acquainted.
That's true.
And if you feel like company, just give me a call, all right? No matter how much fun I'm having, I promise I will drop everything immediately to come and support you in your stupid mission. That's how much I care about you.
Thank you. It won't be necessary, but it's noted and appreciated.
Good luck there. It will be all right.
Thank you, Stefan.
Getting close now.
So, here I am again. Good to be back. It's hard to believe the last time I set foot here was around a century ago. Vampires generally aren't allowed to stay in the same place for more than 20 years. Otherwise, people start asking questions. Small towns have surprisingly long memories, but you can usually come back once it makes sense for you to pass as your own offspring. Nowadays, they call permission to stay a vampire visa. Higher society granted me one for this town decades ago, but I just haven't been ready until now. I'm not sure why, but I feel like I owe my old friends a visit in this new millennium, even if it is at a cemetery.
Here we are. That will be 200 coins.
I thought I asked you to stop by the field.
Sorry, lady. No dice. Too much snow.
Fair enough. There you go. Happy New Year's Eve.
Cheers. Why did you bother to come here, if you don't mind me asking? This place as a whole.
Honestly, I'm not so sure myself. I used to live here. I guess I just wanted to walk down memory lane.
Well, good luck with that, and happy upcoming New Year.
Sadly, Anastasia never found the ending to the piece she was writing. Soon after Evgeny's duel, Anastasia left town to join him, which never seemed a wise idea to me. The music school, of course, was shut down, and to my knowledge, no one has ever opened one again since. After a few years, we lost touch, so that's all I know about her fate. Call me naive, but I always felt there was more to him than met the eye. I'm certain that Kirill was a tragic figure even before he died in the duel. I suppose no one will ever know for sure now. Arbin ended up staying in town for quite some time. When she finally left, for a while she tried to maintain her establishment from afar. But, alas, literary salons went out of fashion, and eventually they built a regular housing project in its place. I think I heard that eventually she ended up moving abroad. Sometimes I wonder how things might have turned out if we were closer, but I think that ship has sailed long ago. No one knows for sure what happened to Elisa. Some say she finally got fed up with her small-town life and moved to a bigger city. Others claim that one of her Russian roulette games went awry. But no one can say exactly where that peculiar woman went. I, of course, had my suspicions. Her obsession with sunrise left me worried, so I mentioned it to those close to her. All agreed that she wouldn't want anyone else to know, and that's why the likely story of Elisa's demise spread no further. Her secret bar, of course, had to shut down without her, but it remained her legacy in certain circles for a long while. People remembered it fondly after its closure and told stories of legendary nights spent there. The tales grew with embellishments until no one knew what was true, like any good story eventually does. There were vampires who attempted to recreate Elisa's success by building their own such establishments, but no one was able to quite capture her same type of magic. Maybe at least in your next life, you will see all the sunrises your heart desires. What do you know? The store is still here.
If you're looking for champagne, vodka, or flowers, don't bother. They're all out.
Is that right?
Well, why else do you think I'm still open? All the demand, no other supply. That's good business.
Happy New Year's Eve.
Hmm.
The bouquet over there, please.
Cutting it a bit late with the presents, aren't you? You'd better hurry home, or you'll miss the president's speech.
Thanks, but I don't think I'll be watching this year. Not my cup of tea.
What? Why not? Don't you care about your own country? See, that's the problem with your generation. You hold nothing sacred.
Oh, really? And what generation do you think that is?
Generation of spoiled brats. You've seen nothing, done nothing, and fought for nothing. You have all the freedom in the world, but no, you just complain and demand more. Show some respect and be grateful for once.
Are you finished? Listen, I'm not who you think I am, but I don't expect you to understand that. Mark my words, I've seen this happen to our country time and time again. At this point, I feel it in my bones, like how some with arthritis can feel rain coming.
What are you babbling about, girl?
Every time there was hope, a person like that man came to crush it. No one has found a way to break the cycle yet, so, of course, I've come to not crush much. All I'm asking is, think. Think and care about your fellow man. Then, make your own choices.
How much have you had to drink?
Enough for a lifetime. Trust me. Happy upcoming New Year. It's moments like these that I regret making fun of the hussar for smoking.
Are you all right, dear? Hope you don't mind me asking. You look out of sorts.
Yes. Yes, I am. Thank you.
Do you have a place to go tonight? It's New Year's Eve, after all. No good being by yourself.
Thank you. I do have some old friends I'm visiting.
Oh, that's lovely. Just lovely. You know, I overheard what you were saying back there. I would have said the exact same thing. I was just like you when I was younger. Didn't let anyone walk over me.
I'm not as young as I look.
Let's talk again in 50 years, dear. See who's right about this.
Sounds good.
That Chernov, though, he's trouble, isn't he?
Yeah.
Just as we managed to turn this rusty ship around, they're pulling the wheel again. Still, all this time, I never lost hope. Not once. And you shouldn't either, dear.
Thank you. I think I needed to hear that today. You know, you remind me of an old friend of mine.
Friends, of course. Sorry for keeping you, dear. Your friends are probably wondering where you are.
Don't worry, they're quite a patient bunch nowadays. Thanks again for the nice chat. Have a wonderful New Year.
Bless you, dear. Happy upcoming New Year.
I always feel a touch of melancholy when I think of how Marusa's life turned out. Don't get me wrong, she lived a long and full life and was an exemplary worker and an excellent parent to a bunch of smart and stubborn children, just like herself. Marusa did choose her path herself, and by anyone's standards, she made the best of it, but I just can't help but think there was something more in store for her, and that I could have played a part. Despite surviving the fire that Yvonne started at the town hall that night, Gosha was never quite the same. She became disillusioned with the cause and politics in general, and submitted her resignation to the organization the very next day. She left town shortly after, and made it a point to avoid speaking with any of her contacts from around here. Unfortunately, that included me. I always thought it was a real shame that she stepped away from politics. I had a feeling she could do some good for the country. Oh well, such is life. Ah, sweet Roman. He ended up traveling around the world at least 3 times in his lifetime. He managed to connect with all kinds of people and hear the legends of their homes and ancestors. It wasn't just for his pleasure either. He published several tomes on world folklore, which were translated to dozens of languages. He loved the people around him, and he shared that love in his favorite way, through his books and stories. I'm happy to report that Petya is still alive and well. He is, of course, still bound to Matilda's body, but at this point, I think even if someone offered him a different form, he'd turn it down. He may have never made it as a great salesman, but in a way, the fact that he no longer interacted with customers in his new body only did him good. Petya opened a small doll boutique, and it turns out, when someone else was selling his dolls, people absolutely loved them. He never took it personally, though. Petya was just happy that the dolls found good homes. Of course, to open a business, he needed a human for the paperwork, and I decided to help him out. So, for quite some time, I was the face of an honest-to-goodness doll-making company. Human or vampire, that's something I never imagined happening in a million years. But life is just full of surprises, isn't it? Oleg and I never became close, but at least till I left town, he kept running the shop and seemed to be doing fine. Although, I'm sure he would have preferred to keep his hand. I always felt a sense of gratitude at him for sparing him. In retrospect, I think I'm glad I didn't end up taking a life for an old grudge, albeit a very heavy one. I wonder if the Rusalka is still out there somewhere. Did she ever forgive him? I did what I came for. I suppose it's time to go home. Oh! Huh. Strange. Snakes usually brumate over the winter. Their metabolism slows down, they stop eating, and hide out underground till it's warmer. Nobody must have come here for ages. I bet I scared it out of its hiding spot. Slithering back to the shadows. How the mighty have fallen. Oof. The church sure has seen better days. What does the sign say? Condemned. Wait a minute. So, it's not technically a church anymore, and I don't need an invitation. Does that mean I can enter it? Wow. It's been over a century since I've been inside a church. I'd forgotten how it looks, what it smells like. I had my problems with religion even before the whole vampire business, but still, I must admit, it's beautiful here, even now. Oh, damn it. The Morozov family, minus father and me, of course. I remember how, even before I was allowed to touch matches, in church, Mother would let me light candles for people we knew. I loved doing it, partly because of the excitement of the dangerous forbidden flame, but it was also more than that, although I never believed in what it represents. It felt important. Why don't I light some candles now? I may not get another chance. There. It's not easy being an older sister, but being a younger brother must have also had its challenges. Kolya adjusted surprisingly well, all things considered, and he somehow managed to keep his humanity. He tried not to show it, but back when I told him what I saw on the lower floors of the underground prison, I could tell he was truly shaken. I always felt strange about that bribe, but I feel that in some way, it helped to save his sanity. For decades now, he's been working with organizations helping the poor and those with addiction. I'm proud of you. This one is for you, dear brother. People tend to say only good things about the dead, but we all knew Father was far from perfect. Slowly but surely, drinking turned him from a kind and loving person into a monster. And I know more than most what it means to be one. I wish this story had a happy ending, but Mom couldn't take it any longer and left the house a year after the summer I was turned. Her brother, Uncle Mitko, took her in, and Father didn't take it so well. His debts kept growing, and so did his drinking. He died from cirrhosis 5 years later. I often wonder if there was something else we could have done to help him, but the truth is, he made his own choices. Still, he was my father, and I knew that underneath his sickness, he loved me. And I loved him too. Of course, according to higher society laws, we're never supposed to get in touch with family, but Kolya and I bent the rules just a little. We got into some trouble, of course, but that's a whole other story. Rest in peace, dear mother and father. Funny thing, for over a century I've lived so many lives. Different names, cities, friends, and enemies. I've seen more people live and die than one can count, or care to remember. But even after all this time, I still think about my family. They never faded away. I could have done things differently, and every day I have to live with my choices and my mistakes. Some of them are heavy and bury themselves deep in my gut. From what I hear, every vampire receives a keepsake like that sooner or later. Maybe that's the true payment for eternal life. Or maybe it's a part of any life, really. I don't know if they ever fully go away. If I'm honest, I don't think so. But they remind me to do things differently, to be better. And when I do, sometimes I feel human again. Last candle left. I think I know what I'll light it for. I've seen people in this country go through so much suffering. Wars, revolutions, tyranny, famine. So much has happened, and yet so little has changed. Some people say this country is cursed, hopeless. I don't know if I believe that. I've seen fates crushed by a short sentence. I've seen lives saved by a simple embrace. No matter what they say, a person's choice can make a difference, so you might as well do your best. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll all make enough of the good ones. And for now, there is hope. Demons may be hereditary, but we are in charge of them.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year!
You're free! Free to live your life as nature intended!
No, my baby!
How was I supposed to know there was a children's hospital around the corner?